should I introduce? I think you probably know everybody on the table here. We have Mr. Mutuku, who is an a deputy director, sorry. Mr. Ondari, who is also a deputy director. Madam Dorcas Odro, who is a secretary public prosecution. Madam Emily Kamau, who is also a deputy director. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a statement, so I'll read it. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last few months, there has been concerted efforts to fight corruption and economic crimes in the country that seriously deny the provisions of basic necessities to the citizenry and affect development. The fight has seen several high-ranking officials and entities charged with various offenses, including asset forfeiture and confiscation. In this regard, the DCI forwarded to me an investigation file relating to the Deputy Chief Justice, which I have perused and given directions. This afternoon, I informed the Chief Justice, David Maraga, of my decision to grant consent for the arrest and prosecution of the Deputy Chief Justice, Lady Justice Philomena Mwilu, on criminal charges. This decision has not been taken lightly, but it is the right decision under the law. Most of us in the Office of the Public Prosecutor are indeed officers of the court, and the dignity and independence of the judiciary is dear to us. I believe that judges in a democracy such as ours must be totally free to exercise their judgment in a societal environment that supports and protects them. Indeed, the precepts and principles of the Constitution must be our guide at all times. But the justice system only works if lawyers, prosecutors, magistrates, and judges are fair and just. There can be no justice if lawyers, prosecutors, magistrates, judges, and investigators who are court officials use their position to enrich themselves at the expense of the Kenyan people. I believe that the majority of court officials are honest, hard-working Kenyans who have offered their time and talents in the service of their country. The evidence in our possession reveals that, 1, Lady Justice Mwilu abused her office for personal gain, accepted a gift in the form of money in circumstances which undermined public confidence in the integrity of her office, obtaining execution of a security belonging to Imperial Bank Limited, now in receivership by false pretense, unlawful failure to pay taxes, conducted herself in disregard of the law. In view of the above, I have concluded that the evidence is sufficient with a reasonable prospect of conviction, and it is in the public interest that criminal proceedings should be preferred. Investigating and punishing wrongdoing is difficult and painful, but it has to be done. Adherence to the rule of law binds and strengthens us as a nation. Our country is being torn apart by people who have been placed in positions of trust and who in turn abuse this trust. At times, Kenyans have failed to get justice because their lawyer is judge is unfair. Those of service must not only submit to the Constitution precepts of integrity, they must exercise wisdom, demonstrate good judgment, and lead by the power of their example. Law enforcement decisions must be untainted by partisanship, and under my stewardship, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions will adhere fully to the Constitution and not the fleeting interests of anyone. The checks and balances in our Constitution are meant to establish a healthy tension among the branches of government, as each ensures none oversteps its boundaries while keeping within the dictates of our Constitution. In keeping with our Constitution mandate, the ODPP must and will wage an aggressive effort against all forms of corruption. We have a duty to protect the health of our Kenyan people by ensuring that products offered for sale are properly and accurately tested to confirm that they are of good quality and safe to use. We will reinvigorate the efforts to protect the public in areas such as food and consumer product safety. Our manufacturing companies must be protected from smugglers of fakes and merchants of cheap counterfeits. All of us must pay taxes so that the government can have the revenue to provide Kenyans with services and to support devolution. Once those taxes are paid, they have to be used only for the intended purposes and not misappropriated by a few people. Taxpayers, indeed the Kenyan people, have a right to demand accountability. Over the years, a system of chaos has taken root in our country. Millions of young people are unemployed, partly because factories are collapsing or stagnant, stifled by hostile business environment created by corruption. And when the government puts some money in the National Youth Service to help these young people, and give them hope in life, it must not be misappropriated. Families as well as businesses are suffering because of the high cost of energy. The country has spent billions of shillings taking power to the people. But if the current levels of corruption continue, Kenyans will not be able to afford energy, and our industries cannot compete in the region. The government is increasingly finding it difficult to implement infrastructure projects for the benefit of Kenyans. The cost of land driven up by speculators with the help of a few officials in the National Land Commission has become a heavy stone around the necks of wananchi. The message that the President, the Chief Justice and other leaders have been sending is that this chaotic system needs to come to an end for the sake of our people. We as prosecutors are doing our best to support that vision and will reinvigorate the constitutional mission of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. We have embraced our role in prosecuting crime, in turn protecting Kenya's civil liberties, preserving our environment, and ensuring fairness and accountability in the economy. Our resources are limited. We cannot be everywhere as ODPP at the same time. For now, and that's why I've taken you through this, we are prioritizing and being strategic in our actions so as to achieve the maximum possible impact in the shortest period. In the fullness of time, wherever there are lawbreakers, we will be there to take them to court and ensure that they are punished. We have offices in the 47 counties, and in most of them we have cases in court which are progressing well. In Nairobi, the NYS cases will come up for hearing between October and January next year. 2 of the Kenya Power cases will be heard in October. The KEBS and soon the National Cereals and Produce Board and the National Land Commission cases are in the pre-trial stage. I am satisfied with the progress we are making on this front, and I am happy with the cooperation and teamwork we have established with the judiciary and the investigators. Many other cases are under investigations. Many more are being assessed by my office, and Kenyans should expect fresh investigations and prosecutions on a regular basis. Thank you, and God bless Kenya. Yes.
I would like you to clarify something you mentioned, that the Imperial Bank is under receivership by false pretense. Could you shed more light on that?
No. I did not say that it's under receivership by false pretense. What I said is that the Lady Justice obtained execution of a security belonging to Imperial Bank Limited, now in receivership by false pretense.
Could you perhaps give us the figure in terms? You said she received a gift. Could you perhaps put it in numbers?
I think that's a matter that will be in court shortly, and you can get those figures there.
Mr. DPP,
yes.
This is no doubt a big case, bearing in mind the person whose name. Two questions. Is the feeling then that probably this is part of the we shall revisit aspect? Is it? And secondly, the caliber of the judge that you're dealing with here, the Chief Justice, the prospect of having a successful prosecution, bearing in mind that should be appearing before a jury.
I'll answer the first question and she'll answer the second. The issue that you've brought about revisiting, we are an independent institution and we are not going or are not being directed by anyone or by any statements given out there. This decision was made independently of all other matters and factors that you might think that might have brought this about. I'll ask Madam.
Yes. Under the Judicature Act, the Magistrates Court has jurisdiction to hear this case, and we believe that the judiciary and the magistrates are independent and competent to handle the matter. And it is important to note that that is the judiciary that we have, and that is the arm of the government that we have to work with, and we have faith in it.
At what time did you arrest the Dcj, and where is she at the moment? Of course, there is also an accusation that has been leveled to your office that this is taking selective sort of approach in use of this.
What do you mean by selective approach?
Selective in terms of going for certain people and while others sort of things
I think that holds no ground. If matters have not been concluded, they have not been concluded. You cannot expect us to make decisions on matters that are not concluded. That's one. Secondly, the issue of when she was arrested and where she is, maybe you can direct that to the DCI.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Umezungumza kwamba ulimfahamisha jaji mkuu kwamba unataka kufanya kamata hizi. Je, ni muhimu sana kwamba kwanza umfahamisha hayo ndipo muweze kutekeleza wajibu wenu?
La, lakini ni heshima. Manake mahakama ni chombo muhimu sana. Na nafikira ni heshima kwake yeye kama jaji mkuu ambaye ni mkubwa wetu pia kwa namna nyingine, lakini si kwenda kumuomba, nilikwenda kumfahamisha. Na hiyo nafikira ni muhimu, na ni heshima ambaye tunaonesha kwa I don't know, institution hiyo.
Na labda haya makosa ambayo umezungumzia na mkabili naibu jaji mkuu ni makosa ambayo yamekuwepo kwa muda, ama labda unaweza tuelezea tu muda ni makosa ambayo yanafungamana na wakati gani, ama ni makosa ambayo yametokea siku za hivi karibuni tu?
Ni makosa ambayo yametokea kwa muda tangu alipokuwa jaji kwa koti ya rufaa,
yes,
Court of Appeal, mpaka leo. Nafikiri nimejibu sio swali lako ama? Shukran. Maybe him first.
I want to know whether this is just the first of many arrests that may happen within the judiciary. Was it an individual case of corruption, or is there a greater systematic corruption?
I think you know very well that we have forwarded a number of cases to do with the judiciary as a result of the Auditor General reports. So investigations are ongoing. Yes.
Bwana kiongozi wa mashtaka, labda swali la kufuatilizia. Tunafahamu kwamba kuna uchunguzi ambao unaendelea katika idara ya mahakama kuhusiana na ufujaji wa pesa hasa katika mahakama ya Milimani. Sijui swala hili limefikia wapi hadi kufikia sasa?
Nimesema sasa hivi kwamba uchunguzi bado unaendelea na ni jambo ambalo jaji mkuu mwenyewe alituma kwetu kuiangalia. Kwa hivyo uchunguzi bado unaendelea.